And there's a whistle right as the snap went off. I believe it's probably going to be a legal procedure. And that will be the case, so Hopkins will be backed up even more. Well, actually, strike that. He did the hand signal for an illegal procedure, but I guess it was on the defense on Alcorn because they're moving the ball up. They've now put the ball right in midfield. So I guess it was some sort of illegal procedure on Alcorn. So that will help Hopkins a little bit as the ball is right at the 50 now. Quarterback looking to throw, and the throw's a little high. Had a receiver open, but couldn't quite connect with him as the throw sailed on him. So it'll be 4th down and roughly 20. It's actually probably closer to 18 or 19. So 4th down at about 18-19. And another flag is thrown. And it's going to be delay of game on Hopkins. So now each team has had a delay of game penalty. At least that was the initial signal. Haven't moved the ball yet. Oh, strike that. It's against Alcorn again. Again, I might be a little rusty on my hand signs, so I'm not 100% sure what the fouls are. Looked like a delay of game, but it was called on Alcorn regardless of what it was. Give Hopkins 5 more yards and make it 4th down at about 14-15 now. And a high snap again. And again, the quarterback just has to fall on it. But that was on 4th down, so like Alcorn before them, the drive is stalled on 4th down without any points, and now Alcorn will get the ball on Hopkins' side of the field. It'll be put around the 40. It looks like it's actually going to be placed at the 39 of Hopkins, so they have good starting field possession. With 7:28 on the clock here in the 2nd quarter, still no score so far. So we 1st down and 10 for Alcorn right at Hopkins 39. Quarterback's going to keep it and try to run along the left-hand side. And it's going to get tackled right around the 30. Actually, it's going to be placed out about the 29, maybe the 28. But it's enough for a 1st down. So a gain of about 11 or 12 on that run. Alcorn has been able to have a few of those runs along the edge work for them so far tonight. Gonna try and run along the left-hand side again. And again, a nice run. It's gonna be a new set of downs again as he gets knocked out of bounds inside the 15, right at around the 13-yard line. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Alcorn again. And the flags are flying before the snap. It's going to be a legal procedure on Alcorn. So that'll back them up 5 yards, make it 1st down and 15 from roughly about the 18-yard line. (17-18), give or take. Now more whistles are being blown. I think we're just trying to figure out the clock and the position and all that. Another snap and run along the left-hand side. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. Hopkins is able to stop before they get a first down, but now flags are flying around the tackle. It's on the other side of the field, so I couldn't quite see what happens, but maybe it was something to do with the tackle. As it stands right now, he was pushed out of bounds right inside the 10 at about the 8 or the 9. But we'll see what this penalty does. And the verdict is personal foul against Hopkins. So that'll definitely make it first and goal regardless. We'll see where they put the ball now after the penalty. Looks like it's going to be around the 4-yard line. So it'll be first and goal. And this time they're going to try and run along the right-hand side, but a nice play in the backfield as he's dragged for a loss right around the 10-yard line. So a loss of about 6 on the play. So he's second down and goal. We're approaching 5 minutes left until halftime. A high snap for Alcorn this time. And again, the ball still on the ground. And it looks like Hopkins was able to get on top of it. The Alcorn quarterback was there, but it slipped out of his hands before he could secure it. And it looks like Alcorn loses it, and Hopkins is going to get possession. So again, Hopkins' defense makes a stand after a promising drive by Alcorn. So Hopkins will indeed have the ball back on offense. They put the ball at about the 24-yard line. And it's now 4:47 and counting, so Hopkins has plenty of time to drive down the field and try and put a score on the board. And it's pitched to the running back in the backfield, and that play was met immediately by the Alcorn defense for a big loss. Going to be tackled back inside beyond the 20 at the 21, maybe the 22. So a loss of about 5 or 6. So second down and long, call it second down and 15 or so. And the quarterback is going to do a direct snap, run right up the middle. And it's a nice gain. Picked up the lost yards and a few more. Ball was going to be placed at about the 27, 28. So gained about half the yards they needed back. So now it's going to be third down and about 5. Another direct snap. They're going to try it on the left-hand side this time. And it's going to be tackled and pushed out of bounds at about the 37. And it will be enough for a first down. So the new set of downs for Hopkins. As we're approaching 3 minutes left until halftime. Still no score so far in this game, as both defenses have come up with big plays when they needed them most. First down and 10 for Hopkins. High snap, but able to be corralled, and the runner's going to try to run on the right-hand side. Had to go back a little bit to get around the defense, and was just able to get to around the line of scrimmage. Might have gained about a yard. Maybe 2 yards if we're being generous. Looks like they're going to say gain 1. So it's going to be second down at about 9. With the ball right at 39. We're now at 2:34, excuse me, and counting. So now Hopkins also has to be concerned about the clock. Even though not a lot of timeouts have been called, so they probably have some timeouts in their pocket. Don't know exactly how many. Quarterback's looking to throw this time. There's a receiver in the area, and he drops it. It actually might not have been a bad thing for him to drop it because the defender was coming down on him quickly. So not sure if he would have gained a lot of yards after the catch if he made it. But it turns out to be an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 9. And the incomplete pass stops the clock at 2:11. And now a timeout will be called. Looks like by Hopkins. Guess they're going to try and figure out how they want to approach this 3rd down. So after the timeout, it'll be 3rd down and 9, and 2:11 left on the clock until halftime. Hopkins trying to drive down the field and break the scoreless tie that we currently have. And another direct snap run, this time along the left-hand side. And he's close to the 1st down marker. I think they're going to give it to him. Either that or he's just short. We'll see where the spot is. They're actually going to mark him just a yard short. So it'll be 4th down and 1 at about the 47. So it's 4th down and short. More importantly, the clock continues to run with 1:42 and counting. So 4th down and 1. And there's another bad snap in the backfield. Or handling of the snap. That one looked more to be a little bit of a slippery ball situation. So again, Hopkins turns the ball over on downs, because that was 4th down. So with 1:24 to go, Alcorn will get the ball back. Again on Hopkins' side of the field, but just on Hopkins' side of the field. As the ball is currently at the 41-yard line. We'll see if Hopkins' defense can make another stand. Done it a few times tonight. Alcorn's driven deep into Hopkins' territory, but so far has no points. Now there'll be a timeout called, I believe, by Alcorn. I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, timeout has been called. The clock is now under a minute at 54.2. So 54.2 seconds to go until halftime. Alcorn just got the ball back after a 4th down stop. 1st down and 10 on Hopkins 41, and now a flag has been thrown. And it's an illegal substitution on Alcorn, it looks like. Had too many men on the field, so now that will push them back to the 46-yard line. We'll make it 1st down 15 for Alcorn. And there's a bunch of confusion in the backfield. And I think right now it's going to be a fumble recovery for Hopkins, and it is. It was great penetration. The defender got to the backfield just around the same time as the football did. So again, the Hopkins defense makes a great defensive stand, gives the ball back to their offense with 49.3 seconds to work with. And the ball is on Alcorn's side of the 50. It is at the 47. Now the clock will run. Again, it's going to be a throw in the backfield. Looks like a double pass. And there's a wide open receiver, but overthrew him. Good play design. There was a receiver wide open down the field, but couldn't quite connect with him. So it's an incomplete pass. So it'll be second down and 10. The good news is the incomplete pass stops the clock. There's now 37.9 seconds to go. Now it'll be second down and 10. Again, the ball is at the 47 on Alcorn's side. They're going to try. I know I thought they were just going to run with it, but it's going to be a short completion. And he's going to go along the sideline. And it's going to be a nice gain. It'll be pushed out of bounds inside the 25. It looks like they're going to put it right at the 24. So a nice gain on second down. That'll be a new set of downs for Hopkins. And more importantly, running out of bounds stops the clock at exactly 28 seconds. And now they're walking the ball back. I'm not sure if there was a penalty on that play or not. But judging by where they're moving the ball, I guess there was. And I've just seen the signal. There was a hold on Hopkins. So that long completion will not count. Didn't see the flag thrown, but I did see the signal finally. It was a holding call on Hopkins, which negates the completion. Which make it second down again. And the ball's now right at the 49. Quarterback's kind of just running for his life to see what he can get. But he's found a lot of room on the left-hand side. And he could go all the way. Right now it's a touchdown. We'll see if there was a foul on the play again. I've learned a long time ago to never count anything until they line up for the point after. There's a lot of late penalties I've seen this season, so I cross my fingers it counts, but we shall see. And if you hear a noise, it has started to rain here. And it was not a touchdown. Again, there was a holding call called on Hopkins. So no touchdown. Now they have to figure out where the ball has been placed. Right now they have it right around the 35. They're down to 13.9 seconds. Quarterback looking to throw again. And there again is a receiver in the area, but the receiver kind of had to become a defender because the Alcorn defender was in a better position to catch that ball than the receiver. It's a nice job to knock it down. Falls incomplete. We're now down to under 10 seconds at 8.1. Another whistle. Not sure why. I think the officials are trying to get their ducks in a row. So again, Hopkins trying to get some points here at the end of the second quarter, excuse me. Only 8.1 seconds though. They've had a few long plays that have been called back due to holding penalty. so far has been a defensive half, approaching halftime, and still we're in a scoreless tie. Not sure if a timeout was called or if it was an official's timeout. But Alcorn's taking a chance to substitute during the stoppage. And now they're signaling a timeout has been called by Hopkins. Not sure why we had a timeout on top of a timeout, but there we go. Still have 8.1 seconds to go until halftime. Again, it has begun to rain here, so that might impact throws and potentially handoffs and ball security in general. Something to keep in mind as I see them trying to keep the ball dry. Again, the ball's right at the 35. The down marker says 3rd down, and I think 10, but that's probably insignificant at this point because there's only 8.1 seconds. So they could probably only get 1, maybe 2 plays off, depending on how long this first play takes. Quarterback's looking to heave it down the field, and again, there is a receiver in the area, but overthrew his receiver, and the defender got a hand on it, but it was over his head as well. So it falls incomplete. It'll be 4th down and only 2.1 seconds to go. So they'll have time for one more Hail Mary or trick play to try and make it into the end zone in 2 seconds. One last attempt for Hopkins. It's going to be a short throw. He's going to try and run and see what he can get. And he's going to go all the way. So he was able to weave his way among the defenders. We'll see if this touchdown actually stands. I haven't seen any indication otherwise yet. But that doesn't mean anything. The refs have surprised me before. They're placing the ball for the 2-point conversion, so that touchdown stands. So in the last play of the second half, we finally have a score on the board. Hopkins gets a touchdown, currently 6-0 as they go for 2 points. That snap took a long time to get out there, but the quarterback was able to keep it and run straight up the middle and able to get into the end zone. So a successful 2-point try. So we've now reached halftime, which was a very defensively heavy half of football, until just at the last minute where Hopkins gets a touchdown. They lead 8-0 as we head to half. So we hope you stay with us. Halftime is usually 10 minutes long, so we'll see you back here after 10 minutes. It impacts the game going on. As we get started here in the second half, third quarter, Hopkins currently leading 8-0 as they were able to score on the last play of the first half. Hopkins will be receiving the second half kickoff as they kicked off to start this game. So they have a chance to build on the momentum they got right at the end of the first half. Still waiting for 10 more seconds. There we go. Now we should be ready to get started with this second half. And the ball bounces past the returner, and he's going to pick it up inside the 20. He's going to be chased, but try and get around the edge, try and make some of the lost yards, and he's going to be tackled at around the 25. It was a bit of a rough tackle. It's almost been a horse collar, but it must have been legal because I don't see a flag. Of course, there's several times I haven't seen a flag, and they call it anyway. Looks like they're going to keep it where it is. Oh, nope, they did just call it. Never mind, they called a face mask. Looked more like a horse collar to me, but regardless, it is on Alcorn, so that will help Hopkins start in field position. I'll put the ball right at around the 39. So that's where they will get it to start the second half with an 8-0 lead. Going to be a keeper, run straight up the middle, and a nice gain on first down. He's going to gain about 9. Or maybe around 10. They're going to actually give him 10 and a first down. So the ball's right at the 49. Looks like Hopkins is trying to run with some tempo here. High snap, but able to be corralled, and he's going to go down the left-hand side this time. And going to get a nice gain, going to be pushed out at about the 45 on Alcorn side of the field. So gain about 6 on first down, so it'll be second down at about 4. The ball right at the 45, second down at about 4. Again, it's going to be a direct snap, keeper right up the middle, and now he's going to jump around the left-hand side. He's going to find some room over there. It'll be a new set of downs, definitely first down, with the ball now at the 36. Picked up about 10, maybe a little less than 10 on the play. Regardless, it's first and 10 for Hopkins now. As we've gone to 6:58, so we've chewed up a minute of this third quarter so far. High snap, but able to be corralled. This time they're going to try it on the right-hand side. Has to run a long way to get around the defense, but still a decent gain. He's going to gain about 8. Actually, I think they're going to give him a first down. With the ball inside the 30. I think they're going to put it at the 27. So again, it'll be first down for Hopkins as they methodically march down the field. Running plays so far. The weather might have an impact on the play calling. Again, they're going to try and run along the left-hand side. And again, he's going to find some room, and it's a touchdown. I thought he might be pushed out before he reached the goal line, but able to maintain his balance and get into the end zone. So a nice methodical drive for Hopkins to start this second half as they now extend the lead, 14-0 so far, as they prepare to go for 2 and try and make it 16-0. So suddenly, after didn't see a lot of offense in most of the first half, the offense for Hopkins has come alive towards the end of the first half and now start the second half. Quarterback's again going to keep it and run straight up the middle, and again will get into the end zone for a successful 2-point try. So now Hopkins leads at 16-0 on the first drive of the third quarter. Took about a little less than 2 minutes off the third quarter clock. We're down to 6:16 as Hopkins will prepare to kick the ball back to Alcorn for their first possession of the second half. Kickoff bounces around the 25 and will go all the way to inside the 20. Picked up by Alcorn, and he's not going to get much farther before he's met by a ton of Eagles defenders. They're going to mark the ball at, looks like, around the 19-yard line of Alcorn. So Alcorn will be backed up for their first drive of the second half. Now down by 16. First down and 10 for Alcorn. They're going to try and run along the right-hand side. It's been successful so far tonight, and it's successful again. He's still running. They haven't quite got him down. They got over the 30. Got to about the 32, so gain of about 12 there on first down. But they are saying there was holding on the play, so strike that. That run will not count. Holding was called on Alcorn. So they will be backed up. It will not be first and 10 from almost over the 30. It will be first and 20, I believe, from right around the 10. Actually, they're going to put it inside the 10 at the 9. So it'll be first about 20 after the holding call. Negates the first down run. Again, they're going to try the right-hand side, and this time Hopkins meets them in the backfield for another loss. So again, Alcorn's going the wrong way. Tackled at right around the 6. So a loss of about 3 on that play. So now it'll be second down and about 23. There's whistles blown and a flag thrown right as that snap went off. I'm going to guess there's some sort of illegal procedure penalty. They're going to call offsides on Hopkins. So Hopkins will give Alcorn 5 free yards, which will negate that sack they just got and give them a few more. So now the ball's back over the 10 at the 12. Still be second down and long. Not quite 20 yards, probably about 17 or 18. A straight handoff right up the middle for a modest gain. Probably gained about 1, maybe 2 more. So now it'll be third down, and it looks like maybe about 15, 16, give or take. The ball's right around the 13-yard line currently. Third down and long, I say probably, I had to estimate, probably be about 15 yards. Clock is approaching 4 minutes in this third quarter. Again, Hopkins currently leading 16-0. Now a whistle was blown. I believe a timeout has been called, which will stop the clock at 4:02, so almost exactly halfway through this third quarter. So as we come out of the timeout, it's third down and roughly 15 or so for Alcorn. The ball right around the 13-yard line on their own side of the field. A lot of pre-snap movement by Alcorn. And again, there's a penalty flag thrown before the snap. There was a lot of pre-snap movement, so it would not surprise me if this was called on Alcorn. And that is indeed the case. It is a legal procedure against Alcorn, which they'll back them up. Pretty much put them back where they were before the offside penalty on Hopkins. Currently exchanging 5-yard penalties between the two teams. That'll make it third and about 20 again from right around the 9. So again, reset where we were a few plays ago. Again, Alcorn is going to try and run along the left-hand side, and again, not get very far. Met almost immediately at the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose a few more yards as the ball is back now being marked at the 7. So loss of about 2, so now it's fourth down and very long. Call about 22, if my math is right with all the penalties. Clock continuing to run. We're down to 3:14 now. And another flag has been thrown. And haven't seen who it was on currently. Looks like they're backing the ball up, so I think it was against Alcorn again. They don't have much further back they can go as they're approaching their own end zone. It was against Alcorn. It won't back them up too much. They'll definitely be inside the 5 now. Looks like they're going to put it right around the 2-yard line. And it's looking like we were setting up for a punt return. Again, keep in mind it is steadily raining here, so we'll see if that impacts any of this return or not. A low kick. And looks like Hopkins is just going to let it go. Probably wisely. Don't even deal with the slippery ball. Hopkins let it go, and it is finally touched dead by Alcorn at about the 37. So Hopkins will get good field position for the second drive of the second half. With already a 16-point lead, looking to extend it here. Down to 2:41 left in the third quarter, and the clock is running again, so actually below that. Hopkins getting started quickly. Again, the quarterback's going to keep it and run, and he could go all the way, but I do see a flag. So don't hold your breath. I do not think this will count. I saw the ref throw a flag right as he was going around the edge, and I will not be surprised if they call it holding, and indeed they will. Second time that a potential touchdown run has been called back by holding. So no touchdown.